Tulsi Gabbard has made some comments on Bangladesh during her visit to India. Tulsi Gabbard is a high official from the US government, and she was visiting India recently to strengthen ties between USA and India. Her recent comment has created a lot of chaos and controversy in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is a neighboring country with India, and after revolution in Bangladesh against the dictator of Sheikh Hasina, who fled into India and took shelter in India, there are retaliation between the government of India and Bangladesh. The present interim government is an anti-India government, as India has imposed many sanctions against Bangladesh, and also there are incidents of attacking diplomatic uh, sites by Indian people, especially in Tripura. And also, India has cancelled many exports and imports to and from Bangladesh. This relationship is now again in the verge of deterioration, as Tulsi Gabbard has made some controversial comments, and these comments made some kind of notion among Bangladeshi citizens that she is not representing USA or US policy, but she is a Hindu and she is implementing the Hindutva or Hinduistic or Hindu radical ideals and propaganda on behalf of Indian government. Now, let us check. It is an Islamophobic agenda or it is a US policy. Islamophobia is becoming a standard of Western media outlets and Western policymakers. And Islamophobia is governed by the Western policymakers, and also it is supported and promoted by the Western governments and policymakers and media. Tulsi Gabbard and her statement is not new. It is a statement which clearly dictates the Western narrative of Islam. And the Bangladesh citizens, they treat the comments made by Tulsi Gabbard, as a maltreatment towards Islam and Muslims in Bangladesh. How it becomes a standard by the Westerners to talk against Islam if they get chance. It has some important features. First of all, if there is a government which is not supported by certain governments or certain states, they try to color and recolor that government as an anti Muslim, anti ideal, or anti democracy government. And they use small incidents, which are domestic incidents, uh, as a reference to make statement against the state that goes against their set standard, or the government who doesn't serve their agenda. Now let us come to Western Islamophobic ideas and how India is using these Islamophobic mindset against the people of Bangladesh. Islamophobia by Westerners is not nothing new. It doesn't start after write ups of Samuel Huntington's Clashes of Civilization. It is clearly well researched and written by Edward Said in his book Orientalism. Now, how India is using these Islamophobic ideals against the people of Bangladesh. The revolution in Bangladesh is led by the student protesters from every walks of life, from atheist organizations to Islamist organizations. Students from every religion took part in this protest. Even students from ethnic minorities that took part in this protest. The protest against Sheikh Hasina's government is based on quota reform for the job seekers. Then it reshaped as Sheikh Hasina started killing innocent students, which is clearly found by the UN investigation, which is published in Geneva on 12th of February in 2025. So the report clearly said that students were innocent, they were armless, they didn't have any other agenda. And so the revolution took place against a dictator. And after the ousting of the dictator, an interim government took power led by Nobel laureate Professor Dr. Muhammad Yunus. And the government is also led by very well selected advisors who are from different backgrounds, and they are not part of any criminal organizations or radical groups. The government is trying to reshape the country by bringing necessary changes, institutional changes. The institutions were fully destroyed by the then dictator Sheikh Hasina and her ruling Awami League party with the help of security and intelligence forces. As Sheikh Hasina took shelter in India, so India went against Bangladeshi people's expectation and their minds. So India, from the very beginning of the revolution, is trying to topple the government. This is a complaint by the Bangladeshi people, and it has been published in various national and international media and reports. How India is using Islamophobia as a tool against the present Bangladesh government. Bangladeshi citizens are saying that India is using Tulsi Gabbard and other Islamophobic media and international citizens and governments against the present interim government. Tulsi Gabbard is one of them. But the present propaganda of India doesn't start today. It started right after the revolution. They have used every media and also every tools and even the finance, all the international media uh, who are working for them to propagate against the present interim government. They have faked many news and reports which are domestic issues of Bangladesh to give it a feature that Bangladesh is becoming a grooming ground of international terrorism and radicalism, but it is not true. The statement of Tulsi Gabbard has created a huge chaos inside Bangladesh and also in India. We have seen news and reports of riots in India where Hindutva or Hindu radical groups has attacked Islam Muslim communities, and they killed several people as per reports published by Indian and other international news agencies. So the Islamophobic ideals, which are basically propagated and promoted by Western governments and Western policymakers, now is being used against Bangladesh by India. They have started faking news and reports, but now they are using US representative, a US high official against Bangladesh. It should be double checked. And also, uh, it is reported by Bangladeshi citizens that we have received a lot of emails that Tulsi Gabbard has to withdraw her comments against Bangladesh, and US policymakers should clear that what Tulsi Gabbard says is not part of US policy towards Bangladesh. It's her personal comment. Islamophobia must not be a standard, and it will deteriorate relationship between Bangladesh and USA, and it will also help de- deteriorating relationship between the relationships, people to people relationship, and state to state or government to government relationship between the US government and Bangladesh government. As Bangladesh is working very hard, as per the reports and the activists of Bangladesh, that they are working hard to reshape their country, to bring back democracy, to bring back participation, to bring back empowerment of people through reshaping the institutions which were destroyed by the fled dictator Sheikh Hasina.